Good morning. Well, not morning, but good Monday, everyone. My name is Mark Levy, and I am so unbelievably excited to come to you this Monday afternoon for our newest MarkTalk. It could actually be morning if you are somewhere in the Pacific Ocean region. But if you're here in the chat and watching, please let me know. Make a comment. I will share it if it's something interesting or if it's a question or whatever. We're here for fun. 3 days a week, 4 days a week actually now, but that's a different thing. We'll talk about that in a few moments. But, if you want to tune in, like what you see, hit the thumbs up. It helps us. Subscribe. That also helps us. It'd be really cool to hit like 1,000 subscribers and eventually become monetarily something. But if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You can always Venmo me. No, it's all good. I'm doing this from my heart, because like as a creative person, it's been a lot this quarantine, and it's really great to be able to talk to people, reach out to people, and just try and be creative. That's the most important thing sometimes. Like half of it is just the battle of trying to be creative, and that's just the way things are. It's been a long weekend. It's been a really long week, but it's a Monday, and you know what, guys? Like Mondays are like a new beginning. They are a new beginning, traditionally speaking, I'd say. And that's what today is. But of course, please, thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being awesome. Starting tomorrow, we do have a brand new format of the show. My show, Mark Meets World, does return tomorrow. We'll be with episode 9 of Boy Meets World, which is class reunion. My guest for that will be Josh Benjamin. It's been recorded. It's fantastic. I still have to edit it. I'll be doing that this evening. I've been busy, which is good. I like, as a person that's like partially crazy, being busy helps me focus more than not, if that makes sense. But yeah, it means a lot to me to be busy and also to have the energy and creative drive to do Mark Meets World again, because I love Boy Meets World, and I'm excited to be watching it as an adult. All right, so today, as you're probably aware, today is AMA Day. That means I had people ask me questions online, and I will be answering those questions for you guys. And there's a few good questions. I got a bunch of good questions today, actually. First one is going to be from Ben O'Connell. He asks, should society separate art from the artist? This is really fascinating because there's two different ways to look at it. Okay. There's the like normal art, should like society like take the art from the artist, or should society separate? Like, let's say, for example, like it's Mel Gibson, who's a pretty great actor, but a horrible human being. Do we want to support Mel Gibson as an actor and not separate him from the human? I personally can't do that for Mel Gibson because I'm Jewish and I don't like anti-Semitism, because anti-Semitism is bad. Whatever. But also there's a way of taking it, like, should society as a whole be like, this is our art? I do not like that. I think on certain circumstances, society can separate the art from the artist. The artist is controversial as a human being, but up to a certain point. I'm going to say something that's going to be really honest for who I am. I was raised on Woody Allen movies. Loved all of his movies for the most part. And once things started coming out about how bad he is and it became harder to ignore it, then I started to like them less and less. And until a point of I just ended up walking out of one of his movies like 3 years ago and never really looked back. And I'm afraid to watch movies like Annie Hall that I loved as a kid and as an adult. But it depends on the situation. I think society can't separate art from the artist, but should they is a different question. It is a case-by-case scenario, which a lot of things should be, I think, personally. Graham Gulitz asks, most impactful books and graphic novels to you? I am a sucker for the book Saga. I think that is fascinating. It's a graphic novel about interracial, interspecies relationship that's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet situation, and the powers are trying to separate them. And the story is narrated by the lover's child, and it's really fascinating, dark, adult, funny, weird, really weird. Like there's talking TVs in it. I love it. Another graphic novel I love. I know this is cliche, but I'm a big Scott Pilgrim fan. Can't really see it, but literally right in front of me in my room is an amazing Scott Pilgrim versus the World poster for the movie. I love Scott Pilgrim. Other books that I love. I'm a big sucker for the Hunger Games books. I think they're really fascinating, and I think that they're great. Other books that I've really loved recently. Chris Gethard's new book, Lose Well, came out like last year. It's fantastic. Chris Gethard's a comedian that I've been supporting for many, many years. I used to go to his TV show every week if I could, and see him all the time at UCB. I think that like his new book, Lose Well, is all about how if you are a loser, like myself and a lot of other people, how to handle it with grace and be good at it. It's a self-help book, of course, but it's also good. I've also been enjoying reading Mary Trump's book because I really like to read about the perspective of the Trumps from the person that got out of the family. And also Mike Birbiglia's new book, the new one, is fantastic. Mike Birbiglia is my favorite storyteller. And whenever I do stand-up or storytelling, I would try to be like him. Lauren Arneson asks, how many movies do I need to see before I am caught up? That's a really fascinating story. I do not know how far behind you are. I know you are pretty far behind, but also it's like, what movies do you actually need to see? I say like the ones that you definitely need to see are like the best picture winners, like the Parasite, hands down, is the best movie of like the last 10 years, in my personal opinion. It's fantastic, a great watch, really fun. But like also like I'd say like you should read the list of like 1,000 movies to see before you die. Choose what you want to see from them and what you haven't seen. Watch those. Watch other important movies that reach out to you. Read up about movies on Wikipedia or whatever, and see what feels right to you as a person. I know that's a really blasé answer to this, but I think that's the most truthful way to answer it for myself. That you have to just do it that way. All right. So our next one is going to be. Jake Turner asks, how squid and octopuses are non-terrestrial? That's a really weird question because terrestrial means that you live on Earth, right? And so they live on Earth. In the sea is still Earth. So they are terrestrial. Unless I'm losing my mind. Chat, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's not many people watching live right now, but I believe that they are literally by definition as animals that live in the earth as terrestrial. Unless I'm losing my fucking mind. I don't think I'm losing my mind. I mean, the mind has been lost for years, but it's not like that type of situation. Okay. Yeah, fun questions. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I mean, I look it, but I'm not it. I mean, the beard helps. I don't know. Emily Paddock asks, what is the best yogurt and why? Okay, so I do not know that much about varieties of yogurt, but what I can tell you is the kind of yogurts I always go for. First off, you need to stick with like a fruit inside the yogurt. That's a given in my personal opinion. I personally like my yogurt to have a blueberries in it because I fucking love blueberries in my yogurt. Fucking love them. What else do I really, really love? Okay, so hold on one second because this is important. My dad, who's watching, says as he understands that terrestrial is considered land-based. Well, then squids and octopuses are not land-based, and that's the reason why they're not terrestrial. That's that. Boom! Thanks, Dad. My dad is smarter than I am, and I will say that forever. So what's the best yogurt and why? I like myself to have a nice blueberry or raspberry. Blues are like my favorite type of things to have, like in like a nice like milky substance. Yeah, it tastes easy and it goes down well, and you get the good stuff in you. The good stuff. I don't know what words are. I've been locked up for over 100 days. like making myself laugh. It's like my favorite thing to do in the world because I'm a psychopath like that. But if you don't laugh at your own jokes, are they actually jokes? Exactly. All right, Julio Orta asks like 5 different questions today, and I love all these questions. So, what is the last thing you researched fell into a Wikipedia hole over? So, for those that don't know, I am obsessed with roller coasters. Happened my whole life, but scared to ride them. So I live vicariously through YouTube ride-through videos and stuff because I don't like heights. I don't like flipping. I'm not good at that kind of thing. But it's just the way I am. And also, yes, I am excited about yogurt because if yogurt is tasty, I'll fucking eat it. That's just the way that is. But so the last big thing that I went down the Wikipedia rabbit hole in is pretty simple for me. There's this new roller coaster, a new Giga coaster, which means it goes over 300 feet in King's Dominion, I believe. What was the name of it? Give me 1 second. Not King's Dominion, it was King's Island. Yeah. The roller coaster is called Orion, I believe. No, it's not. It's not Orion. Oh my god. Give me 1 second. Where was it? Yeah, no, it's Orion. I am an idiot, and I should never second guess myself because that's how it is sometimes. And yeah, so this new roller coaster is like a 300-foot Giga coaster, which means it goes over 300 feet, and is fucking fast. So I'm scared to death of that kind of shit, but I respect the hell out of it. And so I watch all the ride-throughs, I read all the Wikipedia stuff, so I kind of like experience the ride in a different way. Never was on a roller coaster until very recently. Like last year was my first roller coaster. I love roller coasters in so many different ways. Julio Orta asks another question. What is a topic that will always get me on a sandbox? I was bullied for so much of my fucking life that I can't stand bullies. I cannot stand bullies. And I will stand up against bullies for whatever I can do. Because fuck bullies. They're terrible. They make me upset, like on a very cellular level. Like, how dare you bully someone for whatever reason? You're not better than anyone. Fuck you and stop being a bully. Also, I will get on a sandbox against anyone that stands up against the TV show Survivor as a means of entertainment, because Survivor is super, super interesting. And I love it. And it makes me happy. And I like being happy. And we'll talk more about Survivor later, briefly. Twice more. Another question from Julio Orta. What are your favorite or go-to meals when you have no time, energy, or desire to make anything? This is a really good question, because as someone that has been literally furloughed for like over 100 days, and I don't really have energy, and I do tend to do a lot of takeout, and now that's less because of other reasons that you obviously know about, because furlough right now is fun. It's not fun at all. It's actually fucking terrible. Let's see. All right, let's fill this out. Japanese bento boxes, especially with like a California roll. I'm not a big sushi person, but I love California rolls. Nice teriyaki in there and all that good shit, and it's just delicious. That's a go-to of mine. I got some comments in the chat, so I want to answer some of these. All right. I wish they were. I thought I saw a question mark when I was looking at things, and I'll take it as a huge compliment. Thank you so much, Jack. So yeah. All right. The last question Julio asks is, what is my favorite Survivor cast member that hasn't received much media time attention as they deserve? That would be Tasha Fox. She played in Cagayan and also Cambodia. She did pretty well both seasons, but also like she's not like the most well-known person from that amazing cast. I mean, for those that know Survivor, they know that Tony, Blanco, Swoo, Spencer, Cass, who else? Sarah Lucina, a lot of amazing people. But Tasha was always a really fun player to watch and always made me happy as a Survivor nerd. And that's the most important thing, to be happy while watching a TV show. She always stood for what's right and what's good. And also, it's interesting because, like, there are other people in that season, like Jatia, Jatia Hart, who is now bigger in the world of Sequester, as she just recently won a big Sequester game, and will be in Sequester Winners at War too. But that doesn't matter. Like, it's interesting because I feel like Tasha has only been famous for Survivor, and she's always been like the third or fourth string player who did pretty fucking well, and was loyal, and that's always important to me. Loyalty is really important. Zachary Kruskal asks, what's the best 3D AR tools for someone on a budget? Now, so I do not know much about this. I got this question at 3:55, and I did as much research as I could in a short amount of time. I went to a site, and this will also be in the comments right now. I'm posting it right now in the comments. And that is also true because bullies were bullied because they were bullied by their parents or by other bullies. It's a vicious cycle of bullying, and don't be a fucking bully. That's a big thing in my personal opinion. Just don't be a bully. There's no reason to be a fucking bully. Okay. So like this site has like a whole bunch of it's a article about like what tools are good. I don't know if they're cheaper or not. I couldn't do that much research in that amount of time. But he got the answer why, and that's the most important thing. And I might not be the smartest person on AR, but as long as I can answer questions, that's why I'm doing this. That's the end of our AMA today, which is okay. I am really unbelievably excited because Wednesday I scored another really big guest. They weren't on my short list of guests, but they were a guest I would like eventually. And I'm really, really excited because I got Larissa Torres from Survivor David versus Goliath. She is the epitome of what that season was. She is so much fun, and I've really enjoyed talking to her before briefly. We'll probably talk about Survivor. We'll talk about Animal Crossing. We'll talk about a lot of different things. She's a very interesting book and continues on the string of the amazing guests I've had because, I mean, will be the fourth guest I've had. Kaylee, Tony, Tebet, Sharifa, Yasmin, and now Larissa Torres. And I'm just really honestly happy and thankful to be able to talk to people that are interesting. How do I feel about kinky D&D LARPing? My opinion on that kind of thing is if it floats your boat, it floats your boat, and that's the most important thing. As long as you're happy, you're happy. As long as your partner is happy, they're happy. It doesn't matter whatever you do. As long as you're happy and both parties are cool with it, that's the most important thing. That's my genuine opinion about anything involving anything, especially sexual. As long as both parties are happy, A+. But yeah, so I got Larissa coming up on Wednesday. If you have any questions for her, please let me know. We'll be live 4 p.m. Tweet at me at MarkLevy85. I'm always ready to talk. And please, please, please tune in tomorrow around noon. We are going to be having we're going to be having the live watch along. I'll be watching along to for the new episode of Mark Reed Meets World. Finally back. I got my creativity back, which feels fucking good. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow and Wednesday. See you then.